Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Millman. Thank you for watching. In a previous video, I described your brain as being like a bar, and that's because what you focus on will cause you to generalize what you think the experience is like. So if you go into a bar and you look at two people fighting that are intoxicated, you will think, wow, this is a bad place. If you choose to focus on the couple that is having a fantastic time on an anniversary or an engagement, you'll think this is a fantastic place. So in your own mind, you can choose to focus on whatever you would like to focus on, the things that are good, the things that are great, your past experiences where you achieved, or you can focus on where you didn't achieve and when you made mistakes and you missed opportunities and you supposedly failed, and then that will cause you to make generalizations about yourself and about your life. So when you go into a bar, you can say this is a great place or a bad place depending on what you're focused on. And as Earl Nightingale says in The Strangest Secret, you become what you think about. You become what you focus on. So another thing I would like to add is this, that you are literally like the bouncer for your own mind. If you think about your mind as being like a bar, and you could think about ourselves as being like the bouncer inside of the bar, where you decide what thoughts are allowed to remain and what thoughts are not allowed. If two people start to fight in a bar, the bouncers quickly boot the people out. Now, when we start to have bad thoughts in our minds, ruminations that don't serve us about past events and criticisms that have been made against us by other people and maybe even ourselves, we can choose to take those thoughts out. And you could even use whatever vulgar, offensive language you like to say to your own, the thoughts that don't serve you, the ideas that don't serve you, the criticisms that don't serve you. You tell them to get out the way a bouncer would tell the people that are creating a problem in the bar for other people, because those people that are creating a problem in the bar disturb the bar experience for everyone else. So these thoughts that pop up in your mind that come from wherever, past experiences, other people that don't have your best interests in mind, ruminations that you create yourself, negative past experiences that you now use to beat yourself up with, you can choose to take those thoughts and you can choose to discard them in whatever kind of way you want in your own mind. Because as Martin Seligman describes in his Learned Optimism, it's called ABCD method, where A is the adversity, B is the belief about the adversity, and C is the consequences of those beliefs. D is the disputation and distraction. So when the bad thoughts start to come to your head, you can distract yourself by getting up and exercising. Some people like to use a little rubber band on the wrist that they snap. You could listen to comedy. You could jump on a whoopee cushion. You could hit a heavy bag or a speed bag. You could hop on a piece of exercise equipment, and that is a distraction. So that when the thoughts start to come into your mind, you can use this distraction technique. But another one you can also use is called disputation, D for disputation. Whereas if I were to tell you, you are such a loser, you might say something pretty mean to me in a very defensive way, and maybe you would even get more tense than that. But yet we allow ourselves to say these things to ourselves. We say to ourselves, you're such a loser. You're so fat. You're such a failure. You'll never succeed. Your father was right about you. All these nasty things. Now, if someone were to come up to us and say these things to us, we would not accept it. And depending on what kind of mood we were in or what kind of day we had, it could be more than just an argument. But we allow ourselves to say these types of things to ourselves. So D, disputation of the ABCD method, says that you do not have to say that. You say something bad to yourself or you hear a bad rumination in your mind, you don't have to agree with that. Well, who says that just because words pop up in our mind, thoughts pop up, and criticisms and analysis come up in our mind, directed towards ourselves and who we are and what we're capable of, that we have to accept it? You don't have to accept that. These bad thoughts and these bad criticisms could be coming from negative seeds that are poured in, negative information that has been poured into our minds by things we listen to, what people have said, past experiences, people that are associations, people at work. And this negativity has been poured into our minds, literally planted into the fertile soil of our minds, and then sometimes it sprouts bad crops. It sprouts poison. The negative things that have been poured into our head, don't be surprised if a negative thought occasionally pops up. And you can say, what in the world is that? Where did that come from? As if I were to say something nasty to you about yourself, about your character and your capability, you would not necessarily accept that. So therefore, you should not accept it when you say it in your own mind to yourself. When you hear something that is negative towards you, you do not have to accept it. Use the disputation to say that is not true. That may have been true in that case, but I'm not that person anymore, and I didn't do as well as I wanted to do then, but that doesn't mean it's going to be like that in the future, and it doesn't reflect negative on me. And why don't you shut up and get out of my brain, because I run this. This is my own bar, and I am the bouncer of my bar, and I will decide what thoughts and ruminations get to stay in my mind. And these things that I'm hearing right now, I'm not interested in anymore. It needs to get out, and then move on to something else. Thank you very much for watching.